Hello there.
I can make this up even if I wanted to. Even if I wanted to. Come on, man. Putting on a little bit of Tory Lanez with that Alone at Prom 80s album, man. One of my favorite albums of all time. He recreated the 80s sound to perfection, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are up to the second last episode of the X-Files Season 6. This has been an absolutely sensational season. I just finished watching the 3 of a Kind episode about a couple hours ago, and I just went to go play some Battlefield 6 and game with my cousins and my friends in the meantime. But yeah, we still got the Soprano shirt on, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's sneak in another little reaction today. Let's record the second last episode, because why not? The 3 of a Kind episode's actually giving me a lot of issues uploading it, because I wanted to get it out way earlier today as soon as I watched it, and it keeps getting copyrighted for some reason. I'm just like, I've never had this issue with the X-Files before. I'm like, what the heck? Hopefully this is not the sign of things to come with this issue, towards the end of season 6, and maybe, for the later seasons of the X-Files. But who knows? Hopefully it's just a one-off, and we can get it up and you guys will enjoy it, because like I said, I've been enjoying the show so much. I absolutely adore this show. With season 6, probably the most versatile season we've had thus far. You really do not know what you're going to get, and they've really had a blast with the episodes this season, in terms of like demonstrating, just anything. Like, that you don't know what you're going to get with each episode. It is absolutely great. They've had so much fun with the X-Files this season. The mythology episodes, we had about 5 or 6 of them, and that's counting. I'm counting like Dreamland 1 and 2 as well. Because I do count those as mythology episodes, in terms of like exploring Area 51, time warping, alien technology, etc. But yeah, in terms of like the heavy hitting mythology episodes, we've had 3. And I'm keen to see if this is going to be a mythology episode, or they're saving that for the last episode. And then, we're ushering a new era of mythology eps, following the destruction of the Syndicate. And we're going to see what the cigarette smoking man is up to after 2 fathers, 1 son. And yeah, we're going to be ushering that new era of mythology apps into season 7. So yeah, I cannot wait to see how this goes down. I am loving this series. This is peak television, man. This run of the X-Files from the end of season 2 towards the end of season 6 now has been impeccable. I love it. I absolutely love it. And hopefully we can continue that momentum. This episode, the next, going into season 7, towards the end of season 11, and the Ryan Coogler reboot, hopefully, or whatever continuation. My name is Elie Moses, ladies and gentlemen, a 25-year-old law film student in Sydney, Australia, absolutely freaking shooting his shot today. We are up to episode 21 of the X-Files season 6, titled Field Trip. We're going to get into the reaction. We're going to have some fun with this thing. And as always, baby, let's absolutely smash it. Let's go.
Why are you so PO'd? Thought we had a good time.
You had a good time. You had a fine time tromping
Oh,
around.
he wearing a red jacket. He gonna die. Red shirt guy.
For future reference,
He dying.
me running through the woods after you for an entire day is not my idea.
And she
of
got
a
red
good
hair.
time.
But she's not Scully, so she's dying. I recognize this guy.
Legs.
What?
I was excited, Great outdoors, communing with nature. You had her?
That's some Shining type crap, man. Damn. What did they experience on their walk? On their field trip? Now, I'm going to do what every villain in cinematic history has done and take a bite out of it. Oh, you didn't have to do him dirty like that. That is a cold ass cup. Sorry, that is a cold ass dissolve. That was a crazy fade, man. Oh boy. What happened to the couple? What happened to the cabin around them? They died in that position. That is cold. That is cold. Ladies and gents, we have an X-File on our hands.
Oh.
Well, what do you think this is?
Brown Mountain, Scully. That doesn't ring a bell. Brown Mountain Lights.
It's a famous atmospheric phenomenon dating back nearly 700 years, witnessed by thousands of people. Back to the Cherokee
How
Indians.
Scully meant to know that?
Strange multicolored lights are seen to dance above the peak of the mountain. There's been no scientific credible explanation, but there are those of us who believe that these strange multicolored lights are really
UFOs. Extraterrestrial
we
visitors
go.
from beyond who apparently have nothing better to do than buzz one mountain over and over again for 700 years. For the novelty of it, come up with the simplest explanation, the most logical one, instead of automatically jumping to UFOs or Bigfoot or...
Scully, in 6 years, how often have I been wrong? No, seriously.
He pulling that.
Every time I bring you a
He
new
pulling the
case,
stats
we go
up.
through this perfunctory dance. You tell me I'm not being scientifically rigorous, and then I'm off my nut. And then in the end, who turns out to be right? Like 98.9% of the time.
Damn, 98.9.
I just think I've earned the benefit of the doubt here.
That's crazy. And they're super serious now. Damn. That is cold. No fun Mulder Scully yet.
We gave him adjoining suites. I was ready to send him on to Chapel Hill. Figured the state medical examiner should have a look at him.
Adjoining
We
suites
appreciate
is
you holding
crazy.
on.
Why are we continuing to violate this dead
Connective
couple?
tissue is more or less in...
Now, I actually had to pause the reaction quickly because I got a message from my dad saying the family was going out for lunch quickly. Like a late lunch. It was like 4:35. And now I'm back and it's 6:30 and it looks like it's going to cross over into a nighttime reaction. So, yo, pick up the family. And yeah, sorry, I had to go. So if you notice a change in lighting or like that's why it's a bit darker, I had to literally pause the reaction at this point, 6 minutes in, and continue. So yeah.
Everything else.
Would you,
Yellow
happen to know
goo.
what this is?
Well, the remains were found in a swampy area. Some sort of organic material relating to that. It's bog sludge.
I'm gonna go check out where the bodies were found. You coming?
No. You go ahead.
And last time I saw spores activated like that from like a organic or like sort of life form, that was in Alien Covenant, and that didn't end well. Oh, it's the guy. Ain't no way he's here.
Wallace Schiff?
Unless Mulder's seeing things. But the coroner's right? They triple checked the dental records. That's their bodies, and we saw him die at the beginning of the episode. I think Mulder may be seeing things here. Or his mind's playing tricks on him. This mountain has got some type of juju or aura around it.
Chitinase?
It's a digestive enzyme as well, but it's strictly plant, not animal.
Interesting.
Hello?
Now, is there a Monster of the Week doing this? Like, is this a Monster of the Week episode? Or is it, you know, mythology? Because did mention it's like a UFO hotspot.
I told you I'd seen this before, but we saw nothing odd in that. Both were lost hikers, found months or years later, whatever it says there.
It says here that the bodies were found not far from where Angela and Wallace Schiff turned up.
Now Scully got to go check it out.
Please. Don't take me.
Hey, come out here.
Unless
Step
someone
closer,
has
I won't
faked
hurt
it,
you.
unless someone has faked their death, or like they have faked their death somehow, I think Mulder's hallucinating here.
One of who?
You know who?
The Brown Mountain Lights.
They abducted us. Me and my wife Angela, they took us on board there. Oh, God.
Wallace.
Unless this is what Mulder wants to
Wallace?
hear. That's why he's hallucinating.
They
That's the
found your
information he
wife,
wants to
Angela,
hear.
too.
No. Don't you get it? They faked our deaths. They have that kind of technology. Who the hell would be looking for us if they thought they'd already found our bodies, you see?
That could be true.
They returned me, but Angela, she's still up there. Been experimented on, and I can't. I don't know what. What do I do?
Maybe the aliens do have that type of technology.
Mulder!
There we go. She stepped on the mushroom thingies again, the spores. I wonder if that's got something.
First things first.
I wonder if that sort of acid or that sort of excretion from the mushroom or the spores, whatever it is, has anything to do, because that's the second time Mulder drove over it, and then he saw William, and then now Scully stepped on it accidentally. I wonder if that's sort of like a defense mechanism from whatever this monster of the week is, or like a plant, for instance. So yeah, that could be interesting. And I wonder if Mulder is seeing things, and now if Scully will begin to see things. Because yeah, it's interesting. It's crazy when you watch the X-Files, how ahead of its time it was. In terms of like watching sometimes horror movies nowadays. Like I was watching Weapons the other day, and I'm like, oh, this is a straight up X-File. And X-Files could do that in one episode. Like, and it's just like the X-Files ran, so other shows and, you know, movies could walk, I feel like. Because yeah, this show with its episodic nature and, you know, its variety of episodes covers so much that when you see a lot of things today, I'm just like, oh, this has been done before. Like, it's, yeah.
You gotta find a way out of here.
Alien Covenant did this spores thing as well. Like,
What the hell's going on?
I wonder if there's something in this cave
solid
system.
rock a minute ago. Now there's nothing there.
Oh God, it's them.
The Mulder's seeing things.
They're affecting your head. Maybe mine too. What if I can't even tell what's real?
Boss, let's get out of here.
I'm guessing whatever like matter that thing
Come on,
secreted,
boss.
the mushroom,
They're out there, man.
it's causing Mulder to hallucinate. Because where's Scully?
Alice.
Now what if Scully sees the wife?
Don't let them see you.
Yeah, Mulder must be hallucinating and experiencing like his own version of events here. But Scully camped right outside. She would notice this.
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Get a scar back here. I'm back here now.
What? What scar?
It's fresh.
They put the chip in.
It's an implant. I've seen this before.
Yes.
2 skeletons we found that were identified as yours and Angie's. I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
That's the
Well,
one
maybe they're
anomaly.
like the cattle mutilations you hear about. Maybe they're somehow related. Maybe they're part of their tests.
I had that thought.
No!
Oh, nice transition there. Okay, so Scully was just at the cave system looking for Mulder.
Scully.
Mulder, why the hell did you leave North Carolina without telling me?
Scully, this is...
Angela and Wallace Schiff. But Mulder, it can't be.
This is my partner, Agent Scully.
Yeah, I feel like Scully is hallucinating here. But she stepped on the spores, Mulder stepped on him, and Scully's right there. She would never abandon Mulder in that situation, and Mulder would never abandon her and disappear like that and bring these two back. Like, not like that from North Carolina, especially being in that area. And Scully would have gone into the cave system. And if Mulder's hallucinating, then Scully's hallucinating. And the only things that have been true at the beginning of this episode are these two's death with their skeletons, and then as well the autopsy and them being in the coroner's lab right there. That's all I think has been real so far. And then them going to the mountain, I guess maybe separately. I don't know, maybe they went together. But yeah, them going to the mountain separately, them both stepping on the mushroom spores or whatever it is, and that secreting whatever toxin it had, and that's causing him to hallucinate. And then hence we get sort of that dreamlike transition right there. With Mulder, you have that sort of low angle, wide long shot of Mulder going into the cave or going into the light. That transitions to the number 42 right there. Very like, it reminded me of Prisoner of Azkaban or Harry Potter, like, you know, that transition to the golden light. So yeah, obviously this came out before Harry Potter. But yeah, it reminded me of that. And then got Scully going to Mulder's apartment here, but I'm not sure if this is Scully's hallucination. So they're both experiencing different hallucinations. I could be so wrong, and you are laughing at me.
There remains myself.
Yeah,
I think you were meant to.
like they're dead.
Agent Scully, the aliens planted decoy so you would think we were dead.
The aliens.
And I won't put this part beyond the aliens. Like, I wouldn't put it past them, like, to do this type of stuff and have this type of technology, but...
Put aside your scientific bias for a moment.
What?
The truth. Just a couple. They were abducted by a UFO. Brown Mountain Lights.
They took me to a white place. There were men there. They put an implant in my neck.
What's so special about this Brown Mountain UFO abduction? Because Scully's experienced that before. Like, we've dealt with abductions multiple times throughout this series, so yeah.
Just like what happened to you.
No way. Exley, you're alive? He's alive!
I abducted him.
No way Mulder would house... Actually... Nah, Mulder wouldn't house an alien like
Speaks to
that.
me. We communicate telepathically. Tell me everything.
I can hear him. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's got to be one big trip, surely. Field trip.
Where to begin? I mean, you were right. All these years, you were right.
There's no way Scully would ever say that. She would never admit it like that. She has never admitted it like that. It's gonna be hallucination.
You were right about the grace, about the abductions.
Scully
about
won't
the
change her fate
UFOs.
that quick, bro.
The lights, the brown mountain lights.
What about the skeletons?
They were fake. They were decoys.
Ain't no way Scully buying it that quick.
What about that organic substance we found on the skeletons? That goo you were so interested in?
It was nothing. It was bog sludge.
That doesn't sound like you, Scully. God, I can't believe you're buying that.
Yeah, he's seeing things like the wife as well. The way as well with this season, how it's played out, in my opinion, you know, you've had a lot of like the Mulder Scully shipping this season, and they've treaded a very fine line with their relationship and playing around like that. And I remember in the episode The Ghost Stole Christmas, Mulder and Scully were hallucinating too, or they were seeing things, and they saw themselves as that couple buried beneath the floorboards, right? They were those skeletons. And I wonder if Mulder and Scully are experiencing what you know, William and his wife experienced before turning into skeletons. And obviously I think the skeletons, the two skeletons, are probably, it's a nod to Mulder and Scully as well, and their long lasting potential relationship and their love for one another. And you know, the wife so happens to be a redhead as well, and William tends to have the same sort of tall figure and stature as Mulder. So I wonder if it's a callback as well to how The Ghost Stole Christmas and Mulder and Scully being the ones that got shot, being the couple that died together. And this episode, there's a couple that died together, and if Mulder and Scully are experiencing the same things that William and his wife went through, but Mulder and Scully would eventually be saved by whatever's happening. Similar to like, when's an episode? There was an episode where Mulder and Scully were trapped in the mountains or like the forests. I think it was season 2, and it was like this web-like thing. I think it was called Darkness Falls, and there was an old man that died in a car or something. Yeah, I think it was called Darkness Falls, and it was like the fireflies or like the creatures that lived in the trees or something that caused it. There might be a situation like this here, this episode, where Mulder and Scully at this brown light mountain or whatever, and they're trapped and hallucinating, or yeah, from that whatever matter was secreted from the mushroom thingies. Everything's distorted. Yep. That yellow substance doing wonders. Oh, there we go. Mulder's trapped in this cave system.
We'll catch up to it. I know this area pretty well.
And I feel like Scully would sound a lot more worried here if Mulder had vanished.
It's more of that digestive material. Looks like it's coming up from out of the ground.
So Mulder got stuck in the nest or
Scully?
whatever it is, the web within the cave, and he's hallucinating, right?
I got tracks going in and out.
They were only going in before.
I guess you missed him.
How? I mean, this cave's not much more than a hole in the rock.
Agent Scully?
Yeah, she gotta be hallucinating. Yeah. I think as soon as Scully stepped on the spores, she started hallucinating.
The courage.
Similar to Mulder as soon as he drove over it. But what I like here, I love how like their hallucinations are very different to one another. I love how for Scully, like it both represents their sort of way of thinking, if that makes sense. Mulder's hallucination goes into the cave system or sees William. William leads him to the cave system. William's still alive. Tells him about this alien abduction. The spaceship comes, the light drops off the wife. I forgot her name, sorry. The wife's still alive. He's talking to William and the wife. Mulder sees the bright light flash again. Goes into the white light. Disappears. Scully finds him in his apartment. Housing an alien. Housing the couple. So like Mulder's hallucination, I think, represents his thinking and thinking about like the vast range of possibilities, or like, you know, the extraterrestrial, the you know, just the outrageous ideas that represent the X-Files, like his way of thinking, in terms of like always going for the outlandish viewpoint. And then Scully in her hallucination is like, it's just a cave, it's just like an empty hole in the rock, like that's all it is. And I feel like that's a nod to like Scully's way of thinking and her narrow viewpoint. I think early on in the X-Files, and not being, you know, a lot of the times open to what Mulder's suggestions were, and that sort of broadening as the series went on. But I think that represents Scully's very early, like, it's narrow-minded thinking, very scientific explanation, trying to disprove Mulder. And I think that's represented as like in the metaphor of the rock right there. You know, Scully's just an empty black, you know, little cave there in the rock. It's a little hole. Mulder goes into it and it's like this whole underground cave system and sees William and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm reading too much into it, but that's how I see it in terms of like their different experiences, and like it's a callback to, you know, Scully's early way of thinking. Granted, you know, Scully's skepticism, I feel like, has evolved as the shows went on with her experiences, obviously. So yeah.
Just arrived. You brought your partner's tracks.
This is a great episode so far, man. Far out.
You're satisfied with my conclusions in this case?
Absolutely. I take it you're not?
My role in the X-Files has always been to provide a rational, scientific perspective to cases that would seem to defy explanation, a counterpoint to Agent Mulder.
And you have done that. You have performed admirably.
This is too good.
How many X-Files has my scientific approach fully and satisfactorily explained?
Your reports have consistently made sense of his conclusions.
Sir, this one makes no sense at all.
Man, they getting Jillian to act like this for a hallucination? That's crazy.
That's what Agent Mulder would have thought.
I promise you we'll get the bastard who did this.
Ain't no way Skinner talking like that. Yo, Scully has an issue with that light bulb right there. Did you see the way she was looking at that thing? That light was on sight. Don't go into 43. Don't go into 43, bro. We know what happened last time you went into 43. Oh, it's the lone gunman. It's Mulder's wake. Who are these other people? Agents? I wonder if... Because I think they're dreaming here, right? Or hallucinating. Both Mulder and Scully. And I wonder if within that dream, if they're going to clock on to them realizing what's happening.
I still can't believe it.
Neither can we. I half expect Mulder come knocking at that door. Surprise. This'll dull the pain.
No, thank you. I was beginning to think that I was the only one who was at all suspicious.
We'll find him. We'll find him and we'll make him pay.
Everyone's saying find him. Him.
The son of a bitch who killed Mulder.
Yeah, no one talking like this.
Hope you're not offended, but we managed to get a hold of your report. I must say we were impressed by the thoroughness of it.
Especially given the circumstances.
I don't understand.
We concur with your findings. Clearly, this was a ritualistic murder.
Those are not my findings. You guys believe that too, that Mulder was murdered?
It's the obvious answer.
No, it is not the obvious answer.
We believe his body was stripped, then skeletonized, possibly by boiling or the use of an acid solution.
We'll make...
That's what Scully's initial thoughts were at the beginning of the episode, right? Or when they were talking with the autopsy guy, right? I'm trying to remember. They're talking about that with the acidic, and that's how the skeletons got to the way they were. Sorry. So if that's carried over into Scully's hallucination, then yeah, that's interesting. Scully behaving like Mulder here, thinking this ain't just a normal ritualistic murder done by someone.
That monkey pay.
What the hell is wrong with everybody? You guys, there are unanswered questions here. Am I the only one that's asking them?
Everybody too gullible in Scully's hallucination.
I could use a drink.
Are you all right?
Bang, cut to her in the cave. Okay, no.
I think you need to go home and get some rest. I'll call you a cab. He's gone. You need to accept that.
Look, something else is going on here. Where is he? Where's Mulder?
Faked his death again. And now no one's in the room. No one's in the apartment. Everyone's gone. Nice transition there.
Scully? And then they took me. I was abducted. I found myself in some kind of medical bay. It was white, featureless. It was just as the shifts had described it.
Most of the shifts are dead.
No, actually they're not. I'm here.
How did you get here?
The aliens brought me back here.
From North Carolina direct to your apartment door?
Hey, Uber drivers, bro.
Well, you don't remember getting here, do you? This room was filled with people attending your wake.
Well, what can I say, Scully? I'm here. I'm real.
Oh, this is not reality. This is a hallucination. It has to be.
Scully's onto
and
it.
either I am having it, or you are having it, or we are having it together.
Unless they had separate ones and then they connected with Mulder walking into the apartment or something. Like they're in the same... You know how Mulder was in the cave with the goo-like substance? Unless Scully is in the cave like that and it's some sort of like hive mind or some shit like that. And it's connected to hallucinations. Scully was hallucinating Mulder's wake. And then Mulder's one with him disappearing connects with Scully's one at the wake. And him being still alive.
What?
Something that we found in that field, Mulder, because that's where it began. Wild mushroom.
It's the mushrooms. I did say it was.
Mushrooms, Mulder. They were growing there. I stepped on one, and it gave off spores. Several varieties of mushrooms are known for their hallucinogenic properties.
So
if we inhaled it...
It's an acid trip. It's an acid field trip.
This is it, Mulder.
Scully's
What if
onto
we're
it.
still
In the
there?
hallucination.
If we're still in that cave in North Carolina.
That's how we defeat
And we're
this
not
thing.
here in this apartment right now.
We work together.
Oh,
This thing hallucinated the wrong people.
This is making sense. I think that
The
Angela
shifts
and
were weak.
Wallace Schiff
Angela and Wallace were
digested
weak.
by that substance that I found all over that field. A giant fungal organism, Mulder. We already know that they exist. Biologists have found specimens that range dozens of acres, that weigh
Crazy
hundreds
scientific
of tons.
explanation.
And what if this one needs to feed on living tissue, Mulder? There is carnivorous plant life. There's the Venus flytrap and the pitcher plant.
Scully
Mulder,
got
what if
all
this
the
one
receipts.
puts off an hallucinogen
to lure its prey into the cave.
There we go.
to make it complacent, to keep it still while it devours it.
Yes.
What if we're still underground, Mulder? What if we're moving deeper into the cave?
Nice transition
Or
there with
being
Mulder
moved.
waking up.
Mulder, what if we're being digested?
So they're getting digested by the fungal organism. Yeah, they are.
The exact size of this organism is yet to be determined.
That's correct, sir. We know that the organism extends for at least 10 acres.
10 acres?
It's mostly subterranean, so it may be far larger.
We've contacted Fish and Wildlife. We've contacted the North Carolina State Health Department, as well as the local FBI field.
What if this is hallucinating
And
too?
we've contacted a mycologist.
And it's not done yet.
For good measure, to keep our bases covered.
Lab results determined that the spores we were exposed to have a chemical structure similar to LSD.
Field trip.
They also contain an alkaloid, which induces a state of narcosis.
It's a rare day when the two of you sign off on the same report. Agent Mulder.
I'm just thinking.
Something's quite not right.
I'm
Something's...
not exactly clear on how we escaped.
Well, the fact remains we did.
Did we?
They're still in
Can
it.
you
They're
name
still
me
in
one
it.
drug that loses its effect once the user realizes it's in a system?
I assume the effects wore off to the point that you were both able to make your escape.
Scully, how long were we underground? Hours? Half a day? How come our bodies don't show any effects of being burned by the digestive fluids? We were covered in hydrochloric acid, yet look at our skin. Nothing.
Agent Mulder, where are you going with this?
Scully, we never escaped.
They're still there.
We're still trapped underground.
Mulder, we did escape. Mulder!
Yep. Mulder got it. He clocked onto it. We're acting like the T-1000. Yeah, they still in the mushroom cave system. This is really reminding me of Darkness Falls. There's the hydrochloric acid, the burns. There we go. Now they're being found. Before they're digested.
He's alive. Hurry up.
How do we know no one else tripped on the spores, bro? Or drove over them? And no one else hallucinating?
She's down here.
Mushroom.
We found it. Just take it easy.
Damn. Decontaminate the whole area. Lockdown, man. Get the guys in the hazmat suits. Take precaution. Damn. Hey, that was a great episode of the X-Files, man. One big field trip. One big hallucination trip, man. One big acid trip, the entire episode. So I'm guessing the only events that were real were at the end, obviously, with them getting saved. And then, potentially at the beginning, Mulder rocking up by himself in the car. And then Scully going after Mulder and then stepping on the spores. And then from then, probably the spores leading her to go into the cave. And that's how they're lured in. By the toxins secreted from the spores or whatever the spores are, whatever they have, you know, the hallucinogenic nature of them, led them to the cave system, led them to the organism, trapped them, and then they fed off it. But you know, they work together, I guess, or their hallucinations, they work together. Maybe they, the couple's chemistry wasn't as strong as Mulder and Scully's, obviously, and Mulder and Scully were able to break the chain of their trip, I guess, by realizing it is that and, you know, managing to get a hand up and claw their ways out. But yeah, that was a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis of it. That was fantastic. I guess this probably spawned a lot of theories, maybe. You know, what if Mulder and Scully were hallucinating the entire time? They died here on this mountain. Similar to that, what's it? There was one Buffy episode. I don't want to go into spoilers. If you've seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there's one episode later in the series that makes you question the series. But it's like a fun Monster of the Week episode. But like, you think, yeah, you get like, I'm not going to say, you guys know what episode I'm talking about. And this could be that for the X-Files. It reminded me of that. Like, yeah, the X-Files doing that right there. But I like the callbacks to the Ghost Stole Christmas as well. I see those callbacks there. But yeah, that's a Monster of the Week that, you know, Scully and Mulder didn't defeat. You know, they're human in the end of the day. You're not going to win them all. You're not going to defeat everyone. And they lost one against nature here. They lost one against this fungal organism, which now I guess is going to be studied like crazy. And similar to, I guess, Darkness Falls, Mulder and Scully would have died in that one. You know, from that sort of that new life form they discovered, like the fireflies or whatever it was, the bugs, and you know how they, you know, killed people and webbed them up. They would have died from that if the people in the hazmats didn't come down and, you know, lock everything up. So yeah, they got lucky there again. Saved by the bell, but, you know, saved by their, you know, saved by their unbreakable chemistry, realizing, you know, they were both hallucinating, and they had to work together to sort of get out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. It's been Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.